while pursuing your Florida real estate exam, you may have learned that there's a difference between real property and personal property. So when I'm thinking about your real estate rights, I'm thinking about the subsurface rights, your surface rights, and air rights. Because I'm very interested in television and I am a good California girl, I think about the Beverly Hillbillies. So the Beverly Hillbillies, in that television series, what happened was the father was out hunting, he shot his shotgun at the ground, oil sprang up from that ground, and he became a millionaire and packed up his family and moved to Beverly Hills. Well, the reason why he was able to do that is because of his rights to the subsurface, the surface level, and the air above. So because he owned the property that happened under the subsurface of his real estate, he had the right to sell that oil. When you're thinking about personal property, however, you're talking about the fixtures that are inside a property. So to understand if those fixtures have become a part of the real estate property, you have to look at I.R.M.A, intent of parties. So the intent of parties refers to when someone's looking at the property and they're come to your home and they think about they want to purchase the property, if the intent is that that fixture would stay with the property. Great example is the toilet. Okay? If I go to look at a property and there's a toilet when I look at the property, my intent when I purchase this real estate is that I would be able to keep the toilet, right? The next part of I.R.M.A is the relationship of the parties. So a great example for relationship of parties is a tenant and a landlord. If I'm a tenant and I come to a property and I'm there with the landlord and I see that the home has a stove, I'm going to assume that when I lease this property, I will have the right to use the stove. It would be very strange if I were to move in and the stove was removed. So that's an example of relationship of parties. Next, method of annexation. So the method of annexation is a test of if I were to remove this fixture, would it destroy the value of the property? If they were to remove all of the electricity from the property, how would that affect the value of the home? Adaptation of an article is when a property has been adapted to a certain use, or those things, those adaptations are somehow not there, then that is I.R.M.A, right? So I.R.M.A, once again, how can it help you pass your real estate exam? Well, it will help you to remember what is a fixture, what is personal property as opposed to what has become a part of that real estate property. So, good luck!
Thank you for watching. Comment and subscribe. For more information, go to vivianoladin.com.